Having worked in newspapers and magazines for many years, I know exactly how the media landscape works. It's a very difficult and complex environment because when you think about it, every single day they are publishing stories that have litigation attached to them. Possibly. But of course, in this day and age, everything's now backed up with pictures and, of course, digital audio. In the old days, you literally had to rely on an informer or indeed, write it down in your notebook and hope that that particular person that you've spoken to would indeed back you up should it become rather difficult. Now, here's where it gets really difficult for Prince Harry. I've been told literally he's having a lot of sleepless nights because while many people have been applauding his quest to bring down, as he stated himself, the British media, of course, senior members of the British monarchy know exactly how bad things can get. And while people inside palace walls were advising Prince Harry very sagely, very wisely, don't go down this can of worms. Sometimes it's just best to draw a line under it because people do forget. As Our Majesty the Queen said, never explain, never complain, all of that sort of stuff. And as we saw with Prince William in his litigation case against the News Group newspaper organisation, he accepted £1 million, of which he then donated to various charities, including Invictus. The wise move, simply because, of course, it's a two-way stretch. Yes, in the papers, people realise that, you get up to all sorts of skullduggery, but what do you want to do? If it's really bad, of course, and say you're an international footballer and you've done nothing wrong, naturally you want to push ahead and sue. But now for Prince Harry, it looks literally like he may be forced to eat a lot of humble pie and things are simply not going his way. Let me explain. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much. We'll have a quick wave. You all right? Bit windy here today. Yeah, it's not bad though. It's a little cooler. I think you can tell, can't you? Yeah, I don't feel as fractious. Do you know what I'm saying? Lovely to have warm weather, but you get to an age, don't you? You just want to sit down and a flannel on your head or a knotted hanky. Nothing wrong with that. The old-fashioned things are a lot cheaper than buying a hat, aren't they, today? Do you remember the knotted hanky? Have you ever worn one? Do let me know. Don't think there's anything wrong with that look. People persevered, didn't they, when they had no money? Some people might say that that's what Prince Harry should have done. He might hang on to his money a little bit longer if he didn't go down these particular routes. Lots of litigation cases coming up this year for Harry, and many of them are going to prove rather difficult. As you know, he's pushing ahead with certain individual hacking cases against individual newspaper brands. But now he may be forced to hand over, some suggest, and as ever we have to say allegedly, incriminating evidence. You see, these particular companies are looking for specific hard drives that may include things like, emails, dialed messages, stuff like that, going way back to the early noughties from 2003 onwards. They believe that certain evidence has been removed and, of course, scratched away. Now, this is where it gets very complicated because for Prince Harry to think that they're just going to back off from millions of pounds, thousands of pounds, whatever it may be, think again. And they will push heavily for this. And this could really counteract against Prince Harry's claim, because if he doesn't provide it and doesn't let them see these hard drives and stuff like that, then they will basically say, well, without that, the evidence will collapse. This is how the law works. Now, as I've told you before, you've got two cases here. You've got two criminal sides, as it were, Both lawyers will do well out of Prince Harry, the winner and the loser. They all get paid. The only person that loses in the end is Prince Harry. Now, I've been told that Harry is literally very, very concerned and doesn't necessarily want to give in without a fight. But these particular lawyers are not giving in without a fight and are demanding that they see what's inside these hard drives. This is proving to give Harry allegedly some very sleepless nights because obviously, as he mentioned when he went to court last year, he couldn't actually remember certain situations, but there they will be in black and white. And the worst thing about this, and this is the really incriminating level of this, is forget what they're looking for. It's what they might find also, which will have to be put into the public domain to make the timeline make sense. This is truly terrifying and, quite frankly, horrific for Prince Harry moving forward if he thought this case was a cut and dry number and simply they would pay up and he will become a winner. Things are taking a turn, truly, for the worse. Can Harry cope with it? New Sean in the very heart of London.